the question to talk maybe a little bit in a minute about the attitude in general of Western media towards the Arab world and Israel. You know, there's a lot of criticism against the media saying that it's anti-Semitic or anti-Israeli because it's singling out Israel and making every single situation as a huge advocacy against Israel. And people see this as an anti-Israeli move. Well, in a way it is, but I think, if you ask me, because that's the words of association that I come from, being an Arab, I think it's more racism against the Arabs than against the Jews. And I'll explain why. When you are confronting someone and telling him that what he's doing is wrong, and when you don't accept a certain behavior for someone, it shows that you're actually judging him by high moral standards, or at least similar. Unfortunately, the moral standards that Israel is being judged are impossible. Nobody stands in those moral standards. But regardless, let's not talk about Israel. The fact that in the Arab world, Arab leaders are killing Arab citizens. Arab citizens are killing other Arab citizens in the thousands, in the tens of thousands. And you don't hear about it in the media. That's racism. The message it's sending, the father of Bashar al-Assad, when Bashar al-Assad was a high school student in Syria, his father was butchering 20,000 people, not in 2 years, in 2 weeks in the city of Hama. How many people remember that today? How many people care? When Saddam Hussein in Iraq used chemical weapons against his people, how many people read about it in the news? When in Egypt the Copts were being persecuted, how many people read about it in the news? Now, I see this not an anti-Israeli move that they are reporting Israel more than the Arabs. I see it as racism against the Arabs, because the message they are sending to the Arab world is, you're kids, you don't understand, you're not responsible for your actions. We cannot judge you by the same moral standards we behave. Arabs kill Arabs, that's what Arabs do. It's part of their culture, part of their mentality. And they accept it. And it's racism, because what it's sending to people like me, Arabs like me, is that we're not good enough. We are born inferior. We cannot be judged by the same moral standards. That's why it's no news if you're killing each other. It's like a daily routine. Sun rising in the east and setting in the west. Arabs killing Arabs, Arab persecuting Arabs, until today. And that is the main problem. And I think the situation where we are today is a result, because you know there's a principle in quantum physics that says that the observer also influences the process itself. And the same is happening, because the same message, racist message, was coming out from the West, especially Western media, towards the Arab world. You are inferior, you are high in lower moral standards, you cannot be judged, you are kids, you are irresponsible. You see the results today. It affects, people start believing the lies that are being told about them. Today the Arab world, in a way, accepts, or subconsciously accept the notion that he is morally inferior or he is irresponsible. And that's why you see the violence sometimes you see. That's why you see the irresponsible behaviors of leaders or nations. It's because also, not just, but also because the responsibility of the Western attitude towards the Arab world.